Here we go. The final week of the NFL season. Week 17 is underway. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. They'll run it here. This is Deontay Foreman, and he'll get this one up to the 26. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Now a first carry for Lamar Miller. It was Maurice Hurst who got him down.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. Out of the gun, Watson. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. That's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Just a 2-yard return there following a punt of 48. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. First carry for the converted wideout, J.D. McKissick. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
On 2nd down, here's Carr. Breaks through the contact, throwing the out route incomplete. That's Bird. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A good pickup there of 20 yards. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to take this one up only to about the 44-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Now Carr throwing on 2nd down. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Here's Carr to throw, and that is incomplete.
And 3rd down is a key down in any game you play. And 3rd down defense, something we got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And now out out comes Houston. Even though they might not find the #1 seed next to their name come playoff time, there's not going to be very many teams, if any, entering the playoffs on the kind of run they're on. They're hot.
And I love that word, hot, because every team in the league wants to go into the playoffs on that uptick. Because a lot of the time you serve notice to the rest of the league that, hey, we're the team you need to deal with. We're the team that's going to be a real problem for you. And if they can continue this streak, they could very well be that team and gain that confidence that they're seeking as they head to the playoffs.
And confidence, that's the word I would use from our meetings with them. They said we're playing our best football right now. It is showing. Here's Watson now on second down. Got some room at the 30. And this one complete to Will Fuller. Finally taken down at the 32-yard line. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston first down. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Same result as last play, 14 yards and another first down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Now a first down throw, Watson. Now a leaping catch, he's got it. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
I don't care who you put on him, he's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man, maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
2 first downs have him up to the 41 now for 1st and 10. A first down carry now for Miller. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
They'll run with Foreman, and he'll be brought down just outside of the 30. A good run as he works his way for 9 that time, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and just a few inches. Watson hands this to Foreman, and he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. Less than a minute to go here in a scoreless first quarter to this point. Here's Foreman. And only able to muster a couple down to about the 27.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
They'll try the air now with Watson. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
The Texans with the first opportunity now from the red zone. It's 1st and 10 from the 12. Watson going to give this one to Miller. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. Well, usually you don't think of the cornerback coming in for a no-gain play, but that's what we had there. Nice tackle.
Yeah, and how about the range, too? Coming from the outside part of the play, moving his way into the inside and making that play happen. No gain for the offense, big play for the defense.
second down. Here's Miller. And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Tiger, tiger, tiger. Tiger, tiger, tiger.
Throwing on third down, Watson. And this is going to be incomplete. Coverage there by Dexter McDonald.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow him to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let him get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up fourth. So they get three, certainly hoping for six after a 13-play drive.
So you console yourself on defense by saying you did your job, right? If they go 13 plays, you only give up a field goal, you did a nice job there. But here's the other part. 13 plays, you don't force any mistakes, you don't take the ball away. Maybe that's the way they should look at it.
Out comes this offensive unit as they get set to take over here. The partner just looking at some of the struggles they've had this season. The playoffs are not in their future. As they start to peer toward the offseason, what moves might they make?
I think the running back position, and I know we talk all the time about the NFL being a passing league, but the teams that run the ball effectively, they're the ones that go deep into the playoffs and go to the Super Bowl. They have to upgrade here. And you and I both know in recent years in the draft, people have shied away from taking a runner early, but there's that special one there. I say they go get him.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
Down, 280.
Carr to throw on 2nd down. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. On first, here's Washington. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Carr. They find some open field here. On the crossing route, he hits his man, Amari Cooper. And he'll be down deep into Houston territory. A big play there. Carr to Cooper. 47 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
They'll run it. This is Muhammad. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
To throw on 2nd down. Carr. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Bird. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
Down, 280.
Carr going to try and throw on 3rd down. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Whitney Merciless in there to drop him, and his great season continues. 13 sacks for him now on the year. The kick by Pinheiro is good, and that will tie us at 3-3. So chalk that down as an 8-play drive capped with a field goal.
Yeah, as a friend of mine used to say, they were moving and grooving for a while, but they couldn't keep the momentum going enough to get a touchdown out of it.
Here's James. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. And now out comes Houston. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
Help him in contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. 2 minutes to play in a tightly contested first half. We're back to Houston after this timeout. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he's going to take this one down inside the 45. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
Richmond.
To throw on second is Watson. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
The Texans on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation.
Everyone's got 4 down.
A carry for Foreman. And he's got room. The 20. Touchdown, Houston. A great effort there with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Texans are in for 6. Well, they were just hoping that run would pick up the first. They got the whole enchilada.
And I'm so used to teams on 3rd down, doesn't matter how far they need for a first down, throwing the ball. Instead, they run it, and as you said, pick up the first down, and then some, and then some. In fact, everything, all the way for a touchdown. Terrific play.
Santos out now. He'll kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And now back out comes the offense. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Carr over the middle, complete. That's Bird. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From midfield, here's Carr. An incomplete, crisis averted, almost picked. Instead, 2nd down.
But one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10.
Now, you ready?
Snap comes at 1, and it's Carr. He's going to air one out. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Going up top and almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's 4th down. Here now, Johnny Townsend. He'll boot it away from about his 35. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Now this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. And here comes the Texans now. And you got to think, if this is anything other than just taking a knee, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah, they've got enough to talk about at the half. Why do anything else? Just get out of there.
Final play of the first half, barring a penalty, as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground. It's Lamar Miller. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. This is taken at the 3. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. So here they come, the road team now getting the football first to start this 3rd quarter. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up.
You ready?
On 1st down, Carr. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit. And that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. To throw, it's Carr. Trying for Cooper again. This time he finds it. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another 1st down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this out to about the 38-yard line. Kayvon Webster there to make the tackle.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
To throw on 2nd down. Carr is going to let this one. That's caught at the 25. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. They give them a gain of 38. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10.
Now, 185. Go, go.
Carr now on first down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kayvon Webster. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
3rd and 2, Watson. Then he's got the completion to Hopkins. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. 20. Touchdown, Houston. DeAndre Hopkins hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Texans will extend their lead. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit. Get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, the second half, no matter what, with those first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever, this was a big score to start the second half.
And a fantastic return all the way down to the 20.
And that's the type of return that puts a tremendous amount of pressure on the defense now. They've got to go out on the field almost like it's a sudden change, almost like it's a turnover. They've got to go out there and try and stop them. But, boy, what a tough spot they're in.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone.
They certainly thought they had him surrounded and probably thought they were going to get him on the ground and get the sack, but he was able to elude that. And even though it threw it incomplete downfield, if you're a defensive back, you're loving the pressure that you're seeing from your front.
Carr will try it again on second down. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. He has a first down, and that catch will also put him over 100 yards receiving now on the afternoon. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll run it now out of the gun. He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line.
Every team we ever talk to that continues to run the ball in a game, even when they haven't had much success, all talks about attrition, don't they? If you keep running it, eventually good things are likely to happen. It's been a hard go in this game today, hasn't it?
Yeah, this defense, they've met pretty much every challenge in front of them this afternoon.
They're still trying to run the ball, but they're not finding much space.
They'll give it to him up the middle. And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4.
Well, sometimes I get caught in hyperbole, but I think they desperately need to punch this one in. They're running out of time.
Yeah, 2-score game, second half. You're down here. This is the time to put it in the end zone.
Man, not going to get much better than this for an opportunity.
They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. They'll run with McKisson. And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. His defense bending but not breaking. It's a gain of 3. It's now 4th and goal. The kick by Pinheiro is good. And a second field goal here gets them back within 11 now. It's 17-6. So it's an old-school extra point that counts 3 times. So it's certainly a disappointment they weren't able to get it in the end zone.
Yeah, I can just imagine post-game, head coach looking at the box score, 19-yard field goal, grimacing a little bit, but having to realize that at that moment, getting 3 points was vital. Go ahead and get the points, put them on the board.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They begin with a run by Miller. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Again, it's Miller. And nowhere for him to go again. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. Call it no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. 2 runs for a net gain of nothing. Now here's 3rd and 10. Now Watson to throw on 3rd down. He finds his target, Fuller. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. It's a gain of 20 and picking up the first. On 1st down, Watson. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
Here's a give to Miller. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
On 3rd down, Watson. James has it. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Back now in Houston, it's the Texans in control of the football and leading this game as well as we start the 4th. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive.
Down. Green, down. Green, down.
Watson now to throw. And that'll be incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Throwing again on 2nd and 10, Watson. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. The Texans on 3rd down. They've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Watson hands to Miller on the draw. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. A good pickup there, 7 yards, but it brings up 4th down.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
And his kick is good. Oh, he just did tuck it into the bottom of that left corner. And that will get the lead up to 14. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but it's still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
And here now the offense heading back out there. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Carr now. A perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10.
White. Now, 180. 180.
Shotgun now for Carr. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Maybe a little frustration starting to creep in. The offensive line hasn't done a great job of protecting him in this game, and there he was, hit again as he threw it.
Yeah, another time on his backside, probably starting to get a little frustrated.
Got to keep his composure. Can't let the defense know that they're getting to him.
180. 93. 93.
Carr again here on 2nd and 10. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 45-yard line.
Low. Split 5-man box.
Again, it's Carr. Buying time to his left. And he'll get it down here to the 43. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there. It's 2nd down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
Get set. 29.
On 2nd down, here's Carr. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Bird. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward from the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10.
Hey, 734.
On 1st and 10, here's Carr. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Derek Carrier, the one he was looking for. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Carr. And he comes back with one complete. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another 1st down. Into the red zone. It's Carr. His throw caught right around the 6. And he will take it in for the touchdown. J.D. McKissick, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And his guys are able to make this a close game again. Extra point safely through. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Pinheiro now to kick this one away. So a very short kick here. This will be taken by one of the up men. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back on the field here. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays, they're going to gain yardage how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs. And the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
They run again with Foreman. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves them with a 3rd and 3. Now, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock. Yeah,
you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. First time they've looked his way in this game. He comes through picking up the first. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Now Foreman. He had a great move, but he'll still be stopped shy of midfield. A gain of 3, 2nd down. And in this situation with the lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Miller. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word. Put it in bold. Here we go. Escaping the pressure right. He can run for it, and he will. Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. And does the defense have it? They do, says the referee. We're going the other way.
When I see a play like that, I come back to risk-reward. I don't know about you, but is it worth it at that point, whatever you're going to pick up, to either take the hit, and in this case, lose the football?
So, should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the safe play.
You're exactly right. Hindsight's really never wrong, is it? Because you can analyze it, but I think ultimately you got to look at it as a first option, taking care of the ball, getting what you can, and that's it. Don't worry about it anymore.
And he'll hit the slant route. That's caught by Cooper. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down. Back to throw. Wide open receiver complete. Touchdown. Colby Listenby, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And his guys are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild 4th quarter. Here's James. And a nifty return there as he's all the way up past the 40-yard line.
Well, so much for the worry about how they would be after losing their lead. What a big-time return to seize the momentum back.
And the Texans set to come onto the field. They need to get this around the 40 to have a chance to win it in regulation. From the 40, it's a 57-yard field goal, so that gives you a gauge.
And all they're trying to do now is pick up yardage in good chunks and get out of bounds to stop the clock. If they end up running a play and get tackled in bounds, they're worried the clock may run out on them and finish the game.
They'll have to be careful how they handle this. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the 4th. Watson now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. Now Watson. Over the middle, complete. That's James. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Partner, they're clearly saving those timeouts, but they still have to work with some urgency to put themselves in the right position.
Watson. Got his man complete over the middle. That's James. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game. Watson now 10 of 16 throwing the football. It's 1st and 10. Watson now to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off at the 16. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So how about that for a momentum switch?
We're in the 4th quarter and it's a tie game. You've got to take care of the football here. Now their opportunity to take the lead right out the window, and everything is flipped in the other direction.
Here's Muhammad. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
As we said, they control their own destiny now. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. So second in inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker. A shotgun snap for Watson. Over the middle, complete. That's James. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. Only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Here's Watson now on second down, eluding the pressure right. The hook up on the right side to Hopkins. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Little OT scramble drill that time, Mr. Davis.
And, partner, I can tell you from personal experience, nothing drives a defense crazier than having things covered and the quarterback takes off and picks up a first down or big yardage. Because whether you're in zone or man,
under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes. And they weren't in zone coverage, they were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. From the 50, it's Watson. Over the middle, that's caught by QT. And he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. A good pickup there of 20 yards. Watson now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Watson. And this one's incomplete. The Pro Bowler DeAndre Hopkins, the intended receiver. That'll bring up second down. So not to get too overcritical there because he knows what he's doing, but his shoulders looked a little off kilter there when he threw that.
I don't think you're being overly critical there. You're just analyzing it, and he gets those shoulders right. That pass will go from incomplete to complete.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll get about 3 as he's brought down to the 28.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things. But the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
What will they draw up to try to keep this opening drive of overtime moving? 3rd and 7. Again, it's Foreman. They showed off a nice juke of the defender before the next wave could bring him down. He's just short. He got 6 of the 7 he needed, so that leaves a decision here on 4th and a yard. So a big one coming now for Cairo Santos. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. They'll be left with just 1 remaining here at OT. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to at least get them a lead here in overtime. And this is no good. Close but no cigar, just wide right. And that changes everything here in OT.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
Express. Express. Go, go. Get set, get set.
First throw of overtime for Carr. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And that time almost intercepted. That would have changed things here in overtime, but instead, 2nd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Back to the air on 2nd down. Carr under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. And now the Texans want to call another timeout. They'll be down to just 1 remaining as we step aside here in overtime. And this offense on 3rd down today, not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 19. From the gun, it's Carr. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Reed. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. So we will see yet another drive in this overtime.
For whatever reason, neither team able to finish this game off. I know that the first thought is, does anyone really want to win it? But I think that they both desperately want to win it, and sometimes you force things, and that leads to errors.
Well, it's out there for the taking. We'll see who can do it. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. P.J. Hall there to make the tackle.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. To throw on 2nd is Watson. Got his man complete over the middle. That's James. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. The Texans on 3rd down. They've converted 6 times and could use a 7th here. Here it's 3rd and 2. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
After the penalty, it's Miller. They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14. And that carry probably not so much for yardage, just to get the spot that you want to kick the field goal.
And any yardage you gain there is really kind of gravy, and this just becomes what my old coach used to say. get into position to be in position. And that's what they want, the right spot for their kicker to line up the field goal.
Reset, reset, reset.
They'll run it again with Miller. Only a gain of a couple there. That leaves them needing about 7 here on 3rd down. And I know you, with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying, if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settling, because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. And I know the defensive guys, poking, clawing, raking, trying to knock the ball free and protect their end zone.
Yeah, like you alluded to, especially this part of the field. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Brandon, I go ahead and kick it right now. I know it's only 2nd down, but I kick it and give myself a little margin for error here.
Don't wait for 3rd. Have the extra down just in case.
If something goes wrong, messed up snap, anything like that, you fall on it, guess what? It's 3rd down. You still have the ball. You still have a chance to kick it.
So here's Cairo Santos on the field goal try. This to win it in overtime. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. It'll be their 2nd and final timeout, remember, here in overtime. We'll be back. So here's Cairo Santos on the field goal try. This to win it in overtime. And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. Well, we thought this game would be a good one. It did not disappoint into overtime, and it took the field goal to win it.
And we always pay lip service to how important it is to play defense. And usually we focus on the big offensive pyrotechnics, right? But in this case, they got the ball back on defense, gave themselves a chance, and they capitalized on it with a victory.
And I don't care what distance out field goals from in overtime. The knees are always knocking, but he pushed it through.
Not only that, think about your snapper, your holder. A lot of nerves for them, too, because they have to do their job in order to give him one last chance to put a foot to it.
So for the Texans, a final win means they will finish off the regular season at a very strong 12-4. And now they'll await the final seeding for the playoffs ahead. Meanwhile, for the Londoners, they'll limp to the finish line with a final record of 5-11. And this is a team that has a few good pieces in place, but could stand to get deeper and younger.
Thicker the pie, thicker the ply, thicker the bag. Meet him a bite, now lace in the beamer. I'm Brian O'Connor, driving it fast. They were just hating cause they in the